I remember a time roughly around 9 years ago, I was working in technology, and I would notice when leaders would jump in, and every time a leader would jump in to fix a team member's mistake, they thought that they were coming to the rescue. But what they were doing was ripping the jar out of their hands because they felt that they can do it better. They didn't trust their fellow employee to actually do the work. And if you want to build a strong, high-performing team, stop robbing your people of their growth. And I saw this play out firsthand. That was my experience. That they would rush in, try to micromanage a situation. And a fellow team member was having an interaction, and they made him boo-boo, and it was harmless. It was a harmless mistake. But the manager was panicking and was ready to rush over there. He was ready to swoop in like a hawk, pull the customer away, and take over. It was like trying to put out a fire right away, that firefighter leadership mentality. I stepped right in front of that leader and I said, stop. I said, don't get involved. I pulled him aside. I said, step over here. And he looked at me completely blind, like, what are you doing? He was blind to what was happening. He only saw the error but didn't hear the conversation. So here's what the manager missed. The customer didn't care about the mistake, didn't care about the glitch. They didn't even notice. Why? Because the employee was building such an incredible relationship. He was building such a strong rapport. The customer was loving the experience, enjoying the conversation. He was buying everything. And the leader saw the technical error on the screen, and the customer was having an amazing experience. And the manager stayed back. I told him to stay back. He pulled back. And that employee recovered from that little boo-boo, and it was like it never happened. And he retained the customer's trust, and it was a great interaction. And afterwards, I had to give some feedback to that employee. I had to pull him aside and give a little bit of a debrief. And I noticed something really interesting in that moment of the mistake. He almost said, oops. That almost called attention to that tiny little mistake. And he kept his confidence. So we want to make sure we don't get confused when it comes to trying to avoid a mistake and having a confidence with the people we're working with. Because when that glitch or mistake is transparent, you don't need to shine a spotlight on it so people could see. They were having a great journey. And here's the core thing that every leader needs to understand. When you jump in out of impatience, you aren't just saving the day. You are robbing that person of ownership to learn. You're telling them, I don't trust you to open that jar. Give it to me. I'm going to tear it out. So do yourself a favor. The next time you see someone on your team have a little speed bump, check the room. Check what's going on. Is your ego just anxious? Give them time to recover. You could coach, and we don't have to rob them. Let them own it. Let them gain strength for next time. Because the growth happens with the grace of recovery. We see this in sports all the time, where they recover gracefully, even though a boo-boo might have happened. And it goes right back to when I was speaking publicly. And I remember making a mistake in that speech, and I pointed it out. And when I did, everyone knew. The feedback they gave me after the speech was, if you didn't notice it, chances are we wouldn't have either. Have a great day. Mario Leone, Voices of Victory. This one's on leadership. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Take care.